First thing I'm going to point out is the legs are very straight. What you want to see is a little bit of flex. There's no set amount of how much flex to have, but during the swing, the legs kind of need to stretch out and then flex. So you kind of want to be somewhere in the middle so you have the ability to do both. You want to make sure that when you do flex your knees, you're not doing like this and sticking your butt more out, because I would say your butt is already kind of a little behind. Not terribly, but you want it a little more closer to the heels. And so you want to have your shins kind of going forward, thighs going back. I mean, this is an exaggeration. Now that'll just lower your height, right? So what's going to happen is, as your arms hang, the club can't go more into the ground, right? So what probably should happen is your arms are a little forward. They should dangle pretty much straight down. And so that'll create more space for the club to come more at this angle. So flexing the knees and then kind of figuring out how to get your hands straight down and the club to kind of sit properly. There's no exact formula. You're gonna have to kind of feel it out. So here, just to compare you to a pro, unfortunately I don't have any female golfers on my phone. I should have some. You see, this is Colin Morikawa. You see the flex in the knee, the shins kind of going forward, and the hands pretty much drop straight down. That's the general look you want to get. You don't have to copy this exactly. Each pro will have kind of their own little quirks, but this is the general idea of the setup. The next thing is, at this point in the swing, like right here, your arms and your hands are very outstretched, if that makes sense. Like, it's easier to see from the front. But what's happening is that at this point it's okay for everything to kind of be out away from you, but at this point you need to start what's called setting your wrists. So the wrists need to start to bend, and then you get to the top and you don't really set them at all. So to compare you again, I already have Colin Morikawa pulled up, so let me show you from the front. It's easier to see. You see at this point in the swing, you see how where the arm is parallel to the ground here, the club is a lot more pointing upwards. This is done with the wrists. And so if you were to look at yours, you can't really see it from the back that much, but at that similar position there, your wrist would be more like this. And then you'll see as he goes forward, he probably sets them even more at the top to make more of a 90-degree angle. So you need to have your wrists more set by there, and then even as you go up, maybe even set them even more, because your backswing is definitely on the smaller side. There's nothing wrong with having a short, small backswing, but if you were to set your wrists, the club would be more like that at that point, so it wouldn't feel like such a small backswing. And then on the way down, you would use your wrists to sort of whip the ball a little bit, a little more of a whippy feel, and that'll get you a lot more speed. There is such thing as having too much wrist and being a little flippy, but right now you need to go the other way. You need to add some wrist to your swing. Like the whole way down, your arms and your hands are just kind of straight out. And sorry, I already have them loaded here. If you look on the way down, you see it's the same, where they maintain a certain angle. Now this amount of angle is more extreme. These are professional players. It doesn't need to be that much, but there should be some amount of angle, and that's all in the wrist. That's called wrist set. So if you want to look up drills for how to set your wrists, that would be the main thing about the swing that I would look into right now. So that and the setup, I think those are two good places to start.